Thanks, Rob. Yeah. I'm Niels Provos. Rob had invited me to the hackathon. I have not been to a hackathon in probably 25 years. Hang on just one second. Let me join here.
Welcome back, Niels.
Thank you. And what I'm showing here is not directly related to the hackathon because I did a lot of the work before coming here. But I figured it might still be interesting to show you.
I think you need more browser tabs.
I have other browser windows open.
Are they just as like this too? That would be
All like that. Let me give you some context. I have not, since the terrible exit of Lacework, I have not been employed and sort of just pursuing my own passion projects. And one of those was security education. And I wanted to create a website that automatically curates data breach reports and provides a technical root cause analysis for each data breach so that we can look at them and sort of understand what could we have done to prevent this data breach from happening. And to do that, I needed to write a batch orchestration framework that allows me to commingle regular compute tasks, such as fetching web pages, with processing them with various LLMs. And recently, I have come across Gemini's deep research, which I think is quite incredible in the sense that it gives you very detailed reports on any topic based on scouring the internet for related information. And I figured I would just recreate this in this Plan AI framework that I have written. And let me just give you the demo on how it looks like, but then I will show you a little bit behind the scenes how it looks like. So the question here is, help me understand quantum mechanics. And one finger typing for me is very slow, I'm sorry. And then it will basically come up with a research plan. For each plan, it will figure out where do I have to fetch resources. It will fetch those resources, use LLMs to analyze them for relevance. Then for each phase of this research plan, it will summarize all the collected content. And then it will give you an overall summarized write-up of all the information that it found. And now we have a nice little write-up that might give you a deeper understanding on what quantum mechanics is all about. And you can do this for any topic. You can do this with any LLM that you want to use. The framework supports Llama and Anthropic and OpenAI. This is GPT-4o mini, but you could also do it with 5.4. And in the background, and I'll show you a little bit more how it looks like, but this is the status dashboard of Plan AI. Sort of gives you a sense of the graph that was being created. Sorry, don't have the microphone close enough. And let me just show you one more quick thing. This will just run from the cache now. Rob, do you mind just holding this for a second? We're just doing the same thing, but running through the cache, because that gives you a sense of what's happening in the background. These are all the tasks that are being executed. Some of them ended up failing. You have full provenance for all of them. So if we could, further down here, you get to see all the data that went into creating this particular task. Yeah, this is all open source. You can play with it on GitHub. I find it useful for the type of work that I'm doing because it just makes it much, much easier to quickly spin up projects. Caleb was just telling me earlier that he was trying to summarize all of the executive orders that were recently pronounced. And I think if he had used Plan AI, he could have done that very, very quickly. I think that's about it. Thank you all. It's been fun being here.
Wow, thank you so much.
I do have a question. Niels, how does or does it handle things like how does it handle information conflict? Like, you're gathering it from all these various different sources. Let's say half of them say the sky is blue, half of them say the sky is red. Like, have you tested or seen sort of how does it manage the output in those situations?
I mean, that just boils back down to prompt engineering. I mean, every task here has a prompt that is associated with it. Plan AI has a way of doing automatic prompt optimization based on a goal function that you describe. But this notion of am I getting conflicting information, are things being hallucinated? You still have to fix in code. I mean, one of the things that I end up doing when I generate a markdown that has, for example, links to the resources that it ended up sort of using for it, I have a post validator that makes sure that all the URLs were actually URLs that were being provided. And
Thank
yeah, and they
Thank you.
use pydantic output, and they can sort of also limit, the options that are being provided.